In the deep, silent heart of the forest, under the cloak of night, a different kind of life stirs. A solitary fox, a phantom of the woods, emerges from the shadows. It moves with a cautious grace, drawn to a massive ancient tree stump, a silent monument in the clearing. The fox explores, its nose twitching, sensing a history and a potential that we cannot yet see. It finds something, a morsel left behind, a clue to a story that is about to unfold. This stump, this clearing, is a stage, and the first actor has just made its entrance, but the main performance is yet to begin. As dawn breaks, painting the sky in hues of gray, our protagonist arrives. This is not a man lost in the woods. This is a man with a purpose. He carries the Spartan tools of a pioneer, a backpack, a shovel, an axe. His eyes scan the clearing, settling on the very same giant stump the fox had visited. This isn't a random choice. It is a calculated decision. He sees not a decaying piece of wood, but the cornerstone of a future sanctuary. The first task is a brutal one, reclamation. He doesn't just clear the stump, he excavates it. With a small shovel, he begins the painstaking work of clearing out the rotten core, a slurry of damp wood and earth. The work is slow and methodical. Then, the axe comes out. He stands atop the stump like a conqueror, swinging with powerful rhythmic strikes. Chips of wood fly like shrapnel. This is not just destruction, it is deconstruction, hollowing out a space, preparing the ground for a project of immense scale. The sound of the axe echoes through the silent forest. A declaration of intent. He is carving his will into the landscape. With the stump cleared, the true labor commences. He lays a green tarp beside the hollowed-out stump, a neat boundary for the chaos to come. What follows is a testament to human endurance. He begins to dig. Not a small hole, but a massive pit. The ground, compacted by years of forest life, resists every thrust of the shovel. He digs and digs, his movements becoming a hypnotic rhythm of plunge, lift, and toss. The pile of earth on the tarp grows from a mound into a small mountain. This is a battle of attrition against the very earth itself. Days blur into a montage of relentless toil. He descends deeper into the earth, the hole growing from a shallow basin into a veritable crater. The camera pulls back, revealing the scale of his undertaking. A single man, dwarfed by the chasm he has single-handedly carved from the forest floor. He is no longer just on the land, he is becoming a part of it, burrowing into its core. The sheer volume of excavated soil is staggering, a testament to a vision only he can see. Now deep within his earthen creation, a new problem arises: logistics. How does one work efficiently in a pit that is now deeper than he is tall? The answer, as always, lies in ingenuity. He emerges from the hole and ventures into the woods, not for rest, but for resources. He fells a dead tree, his saw biting through the dry wood with a satisfying rasp. He is a master of measurement without a ruler, of straight cuts without a guide. He sections the logs, laying them out on the forest floor. He isn't just gathering firewood, he is engineering a solution. He arranges the pieces, lashing them together with cordage. In a masterclass of primitive engineering, a sturdy ladder takes shape. This is not just a tool, it is a symbol of his ability to overcome any obstacle the wilderness presents. He lowers the completed ladder into the pit. It rests against the earthen wall, a bridge between the world above and the subterranean world he is creating. He tests it, climbing in and out, his creation proving both simple and perfect. With access secured, the next phase begins, creating the shelter's internal structure. He ventures back into the forest, this time seeking not thick logs, but slender, pliable branches. He gathers an armload, breaking them down to a uniform size with a swift, practiced motion. Back in the pit, he begins the delicate yet crucial task of building the shelter's skeleton. He drives the branches into the earthen walls, hammering them in with the back of his axe. One by one, he inserts them, bending and weaving them into an arched framework. It resembles the rib cage of some great beast, an organic, curved structure rising from the floor of the pit. He uses cordage to bind the intersections, tightening the weave, ensuring the frame is strong and stable. This is the heart of the shelter, the support system upon which everything else will be built. What was once a simple hole in the ground now has form and ambition. It is the architectural blueprint made real, a beautiful lattice of wood and shadow. A skeleton needs flesh, and this shelter will be clad in the very earth from which it was born. He once again climbs out of the pit. He spreads his tarp and begins shoveling the excavated soil onto it. He's not just moving dirt. He is preparing his building material. He mixes it, ensuring the consistency is just right. Then comes the arduous process of application. He lowers the dirt into the pit and begins to plaster it onto the wooden frame. With his bare hands, he presses, smears, and sculpts the mud onto the lattice. This is an intimate, tactile process. He is not merely building, he is shaping his home with his own hands. Layer by layer, the mud covers the wooden ribs. The gaps disappear, and a smooth, curved wall begins to form. He works tirelessly, his hands and arms caked in mud. The interior of the pit transforms from a cage of branches into a smooth cave-like dome. It is dark, earthy, and primal. He has created a solid protective shell, a womb within the earth. No shelter is a home without a hearth. The source of warmth, light, and cooked food is the next priority. He carves a space in the mud wall for a fireplace. But this will be no simple fire pit. He gathers hay and grasses from a nearby field, bundling them into a thick roll. He uses this, along with more mud, to construct a chimney. It is a marvel of primitive ventilation. He forms the mud around the hay, creating a hollow tube that rises from the fireplace, up through the roof of his shelter, and out into the open air. This is a critical design feature, allowing smoke to escape while retaining precious heat. He clears the opening, ensuring a clean draft. The moment of truth arrives. He strikes a spark, nurturing a tiny flame on a bed of tinder. He gently blows, and the flame catches, growing into a confident fire within the newly built hearth. Smoke billows, not into the shelter, but straight up the chimney and out the top. It works perfectly. The shelter is now alive. It breathes. The warm glow of the fire pushes back the subterranean darkness, transforming the earthen dome into a cozy habitable space. A structure provides shelter, but thoughtful details provide comfort. The bare earth floor is cold and damp. The man addresses this with another trip into the forest. He gathers huge bundles of dry grass and hay, carrying them back to his subterranean home. He spreads them thickly across the floor, creating a soft, insulating carpet. The space is instantly warmer, more inviting. This will be his bed, his floor, his living area, but he doesn't stop there. He strips large, flexible sheets of bark from fallen trees. He lays these over the hay, creating a more durable and cleaner floor surface. The combination of hay and bark provides a multi-layered system of insulation and comfort, a primitive yet highly effective solution. He lies down for a moment, testing his creation. In the flickering firelight, on his bed of grass and bark, the raw hole in the ground has become a genuine refuge. The shelter is still open to the sky. The final major construction phase is the roof. This will not be a simple cover, but a multi-layered, weatherproof and camouflage structure. He fells another tree, sawing the trunk into thick, sturdy logs. These will be the primary support beams. He hauls the heavy logs to the pit and begins to lay them across the opening one by one. The logs fit together snugly, forming a solid wooden ceiling. From inside, the view of the sky is replaced by a pattern of wood and slivers of light. The shelter is now fully enclosed, a secure and dark chamber. But wood alone is not enough to keep out the rain and cold. He covers the logs with a layer of the same bark he used for the floor, creating a waterproof membrane. Then, he goes on a different kind of foraging mission for moss. He finds it growing thick and green on fallen logs and peels it off in large living blankets. He carefully lays the moss over the bark, filling every gap, creating a living roof that will hold moisture and provide further insulation. The shelter is built, but it is not yet complete. A true woodsman knows that the final step is to disappear. The The structure, with its fresh mud chimney and wooden roof, is still an anomaly in the forest. It must be returned to the landscape. He gathers armfuls of fallen leaves and debris from the forest floor. He painstakingly covers the entire roof with this natural detritus. He doesn't just dump it on top, he arranges it, blending the edges, making it look as if it has been there for seasons. He covers the chimney, the entrance, and any exposed earth. The process is like a magician performing a vanishing act. The man-made structure slowly dissolves back into the texture of the forest. To the casual observer, it would be almost invisible. Just another mossy mound on the forest floor. He has not just built a shelter, he has woven it into the very fabric of the wilderness. With the shelter complete, it is time to reap the rewards of his labor. But first, one more piece of craftsmanship. He finds a hollowed-out log, cleans the charred interior, and crafts it into a smoker. He skewers a piece of meat and hangs it inside this rustic oven, positioning it over the rising smoke from a small dedicated fire. The aroma of smoking meat soon fills the air. This is not just survival, this is culinary art. He then turns his attention to the main hearth. Inside his cozy dome, he mixes flour and water, kneading a simple dough. He slaps the dough directly onto the hot wall of the mud fireplace, a primitive baking technique as old as time itself. While the bread bakes and the meat smokes, he rests. The fire crackles. The shelter is warm, and the fruits of his incredible labor are nearly ready. He retrieves the smoked meat and the freshly baked bread, a feast fit for a king, earned through sweat, ingenuity, and a deep understanding of the wild. He sits on his bed of hay, the flickering firelight casting dancing shadows on the curved mud walls. He eats his meal, the satisfaction clear on his face. This is the culmination of weeks of relentless work. Every bite of food, every moment of warmth is a direct result of his own two hands. After he finishes his meal, he prepares for sleep. He lays out his simple bedding, a plaid cloth over the hay. He removes his boots, puts his hat over his face, and settles down for the night. The camera pans around his creation, the sturdy walls, the warm hearth, the soft bed, the solid roof above. This is more than a hole in the ground. It is a fortress of solitude, a testament to one man's will to not just survive in the wilderness, but to thrive in it with comfort and a touch of rustic elegance. He has built a home. Morning comes. The man emerges from his hidden sanctuary, replacing the camouflaged entrance cover. He gathers his tools, shoulders his backpack, and with a final look at his creation, he walks away, disappearing back into the trees from which he came. The shelter now stands alone, a silent, almost invisible part of the forest. And as night falls once more, the cycle completes. The fox returns. It cautiously approaches the area, drawn again to this place of strange and wonderful activity. It explores the mossy roof, the hidden entrance, the faint, lingering scent of smoke and man. The stage is quiet now. The architect has left, but his masterpiece remains, a secret held by the forest, waiting for the next season or the next curious visitor. The wilderness has been reshaped, and it has absorbed the creation, making it its own.